Hello, welcome to a video where I'm going to showcase or put a particular Pokemon in the spotlight. This time we have one of my late time favorites, Araquanid. Let's take a look here. I don't want to go too much into the matchups itself. This is Araquanid on the right side. I have a rank 1 here. I have two good Araquanids. And as you can see here, Bug Bite, not a great fast move, but it's okay. Bubblebeam, you know the drill, you just keep debuffing your opponent for very little damage, and Bug Buzz, actually a pretty strong move that can debuff your opponent. Like I said, I don't want to go too much into debuffs because I think this Pokemon is not as meta currently. It does have a really... I think even in the right position, it can be one of the best Pokemon there is, really. But it's also quite bait dependent sometimes. The real threat of Araquanid is that you win about every single neutral matchup just straight bubble beam, securing like everything. If you look at a few particular matchups, I may miss one or two, but these are like the things that Araquanid mainly target, as we see up, like Umbreon, Walrein, Swampert. That is what it was most known for to counter. Like in the Walrein meta, it was actually pretty good. It didn't last as long, that the Walrein meta, when Araquanid came out. But like these things are food for Araquanid. And then there's also like Cresselia and those kind of things. And then there's Flyers currently and Registeel. Also like Toxapex. They just destroy Araquanid. So it's not really safe for use. Noctowl and Registeel are Pokemon that are everywhere. Walrein and Umbreon not so much currently. Last thing I want to show is basically its bulk compared to an Azumarill. You see here that it has a really high defense stat. If we see on the left Araquanid, see on the right Azumarill, you see that Araquanid is really bulky and that can really tank a couple hits. You'll see in many of these battles. I'm actually going to go mostly through battles here. That's what I want to showcase, just the power of Araquanid. I think that statistics are not too interesting for this Pokemon. So let's take a look at a couple of these matchups. We'll start off with Araquanid versus Double. I have some footage from the senior world champion MEweedle as well. Big shout out to him for providing some of these content, and he likes Pokemon as well because he won worlds, senior worlds with it. So we see here. These battles are going really fast, by the way, because the matchups just take forever. We see here MEweedle's Swampert into Lanturn. What I want to showcase here mostly is the double matchup that we're going to see soon of Araquanid versus Double. So in this matchup, unfortunately, not looking great for MEweedle. Zweilo's just no-shooting everything. You do win the twos just straight Hydro, but as you see, if Lanturn just no-shoots everything, it actually wins with a shield down, so that's not great. Throwing a Hydro, let's see if this gets shielded. So now, MEweedle is one shoot down, and now Araquanid comes in. And if Zweilos is smart, he doesn't go for a payback, because you kind of want to throw before you get debuffed. Actually, maybe it's fine because he throws 2 body slams before that. As you can see here, Araquanid can take some hits very well. Now going for the Bug Buzz. I think this KOs actually, if... yeah, actually does barely... almost KO. It's good respectable damage. Let's just double get to another one. Barely. The last one's apparently 2 double kicks. You see on the right side, straight ball beam, you win this easily. But on the right lower side, straight Bug Buzz, you don't win it. You only win the 1 shields there. So sometimes just straight ball beam is better in that scenario. This looks kind of bad for me. We don't, unfortunately, Noctowl doesn't have a great matchup against against the Frost, but look at this. Anticipating the catch there, very smart play from MEweedle, then throwing Shadow Ball, and that will win him the battle. Very well played. So that's basically what I want to show here, is that Araquanid has a really good neutral matchups, especially if he goes straight Ball Beam. If he went straight Ball Beam immediately, that those body slams don't do a lot. But obviously, then you also don't deal a lot of damage. Let's take a look at the next matchup here. I believe this is one of my own against a Sableye with a shield down. Let's take a look at how this battle goes. We see my Galarian Stunfisk into the Azumarill. You know, this is kind of a neutral matchup, actually, I would say currently, unless it's Hydro Pump Azumarill. But even Hydro Pump Azumarill isn't that great if every Hydro Pump gets shielded, because then the Galarian Stunfisk just wins this. I'm actually no-shielding this, expecting Ice Beam. It is Ice Beam, so that's great. They have to throw another one then, which they do in alignment. I could shield this, but I know I have a really good Galarian Stunfisk, so I think I just live it as well quite comfortably, actually. Then saving that move. I actually have no memory of these this battle at all. But drawing out the Altaria is kind of big, I guess. Unfortunately, I have like nothing on my Galarian Stunfisk left, so it's all Sableye to take care of this thing. I have to shield this because Altaria destroys Araquanid. Your Bug false move is resisted, and it just doesn't add up enough. Another foul play will take out this Altaria, praying they will no shield. Highly doubt that though. Yeah, they do shield. But I will be able to get to another one here, so I guess there's that. Yeah, and I'm gonna shoot that up. Gonna go build up. Oh, actually, as you see, I have no memory of this battle. Rock Slide coming in, they actually no-shoot that. That's great for me. Azumarill comes back in. I don't get to the Earthquake here, unfortunately. And I think my opponent knows that. As you see, I'm 0 shields right now, and they have 1 shield. Now, I'm going to show you some magic here. I'll have a slight energy advantage on the Araquanid that comes in here. Just like 3 turns, 1 bubble. And then Sableye comes in. Now, look at this. This is the true power of Araquanid. Obviously, a little bit lucky. Baiting here with the bubblebeam, getting the bait. And also throwing. Being able to throw before they threw their first move is also big. The go for return does big damage, unfortunately. And Araquanid doesn't pace very fast, and they get there right before me. If I threw Bug Buzz immediately, I think I would have seen Pete, which I didn't want either. Does this foul play KO? Does not KO. Gonna go for that Bug Buzz. Look at this. Beautiful. Sableye goes down, still have a return, and that's a good game. Yeah. So if you get that bait, you don't see that in the on the right side, but if you get that bait, it's just big. I mean, I did have 3 bug bites advantage, right? So that probably may have made the difference here. Another matchup we're going to take a look at here is against Ninetales. I believe we have Pauso Ninetales. I also put the Shadow Alolan Ninetales on the right lower side, which is with baiting and then landing the Bug Buzz on the very last second. But I believe you win the 0 shield just straight Bug Buzz, so that's pretty big. Or maybe you have to throw a Bulby and then a Bug Buzz. This matchup is really good. I'm just gonna go straight, straight ball beam, shooting the first Dazzling Gleam, keeping this really healthy because I'm expecting a Swampert in the back. That's a really common core. Alolan Ninetales and Swampert. Gonna go for another ball beam. This is just because their power sources are resisted. They just barely do any damage. Obviously, they're not gonna shield anything, but I can just farm this down at this point. They actually do swap out though, which is difficult. I don't have a hard answer. Gonna go into my Sableye here. Sorry, my Galarian Stunfisk, I guess. I feel like it has a bit of a worse matchup than the Registeel does against the Swampert. And I have cheap moves here, so I can just go straight Rock Slide mostly. So that's also great. They do shield that, that's great. Which I honestly expect if they have Swampert, because otherwise I work when it just walls them. Most Swamperts don't run Sludge Wave, so they don't have any neutral damage. Gonna go for an Earthquake, because I don't think I get 2 Rock Slides here. And this will almost guarantee a KO, and if it doesn't, I might be able to Bug Bite down. And now I just need to land the Zapkin and get rid of this. But I also think the Sableye might get to 2 Foul Blades before that, so that's not optimal. On top of that, we don't even know if I shield correctly here. There we go, another foul play. And I kind of hate it if they would swap right now, but we'll see. They don't. For some reason, I throw immediately here. Just want to get rid of this, I guess. Let's see what's in the back. Is it Swampert? It is Swampert. Gonna go with my Araquanid right away. And this is just fantastic. This is absolutely fantastic. Because everything Swampert throws here is likely resisted. This Bug Bud lands, does a lot of damage. Let's see what they throw here. I just want to know. I cannot really shield because the Dazzling Gleam neutral would do more. Look at that. Can take it easily. What's this? Weather Ball. I'm not shooting. I'm not shooting. I'm not shooting. Araquanid can take that easily. Bubblebeam comes through. They don't paint just yet. But at this point, I think they uncharge this. They uncharge this because they want the farm down. That's actually what I wanted as well with my Registeel, because I would just outpace those moves. But yeah, now we see that the Bug Bites just put him in lock on range. I don't think he should even get this move up because I'm pretty sure they had 1 HP. So yeah. That's basically also how good it is against Alolan Ninetales and Swampert core. Charm obviously isn't as great. Against regular Alolan Ninetales with Charm, you just win straight Ball Beam the 2s. Against Charm, you barely don't. You need to bait twice and then land the Bug Buzz to win the 2 shields. But again, for a Pokemon dealing resisted damage only, it's not bad. Let's take a look at the next matchup here. This is myself, I believe, against what's it called? This might actually also be MEweedle's, but either way, this is against Galarian Stunfisk. Yeah, this is actually from MEweedle against Zweilous as well. And this is actually the Araquanid versus Galarian Stunfisk matchup. If you shield the first 2 Rock Slides, we see here that MEweedle doesn't, so he's not going to try and flip this. You actually can win the 2 shields here and flip this matchup. Now, the unfortunate thing is you probably go 2 shields down right away, and Galarian Stunfisk doesn't do that at all. He's actually not shooting here, or not throwing at all. Ooh, going for a Bug Buzz maybe? Wait, going for 2 bubble beams? Hold up. Wait. Oh my goodness, look at that on the CMP. That's massive. What do you do now? He tries to farm down the Swampert. This actually looks really bad. Because whatever. Yeah, this already had so much energy, right? And Dunsparce are nothing. This is just a really tough, really tough matchup for MEweedle. Simply because you know, Medicham built up so much energy and he didn't bring he did kind of bring a Medicham monster. I guess it's Araquanid. Araquanid is okay against Medicham. But nice catch. Not sure how that's gonna help you, but you know, full flex, I guess. Trying to catch. And this is so annoying because he still has to throw. Rollouts do nothing. They do less than rollout sorry, than lock-on damage. And in the back is Water Gun, Lanturn. The Araquanid would have been great against that. We're actually going to see that in the next matchup that we have. Araquanid versus Water Gun, Lanturn. Against Spark is obviously just terrible. Yeah, this is kind of unfortunate. You can't really... If you oh, look at that. If he got like 1 Mudshot in somehow, he could have reached the Hydro Dance to win. Actually, a really close battle for what this was. Well played, MEweedle. So now we're going to take a look at the Lanturn matchup. And we see again, MEweedle. Straight Bug Buzz against Water Gun Lanturn. You win the 1s and 2s, just for perspective. Not dealing super effective damage, while the Lanturn can hit with super effective Thunderbolt. And in fact, in this matchup, he also double baits. So just to put that in perspective. Against Spark Lanturn, you can win the 2 shields if you get the bait twice. But doesn't make the perspective really great. And we see here MEweedle swapping in that Araquanid here. Let's see if he lets a Thunderbolt go. He does solid damage, but nearly not enough. And the Water Guns do absolutely nothing. I think he's just thrown right before the Thunderbolt here as well. So very nice, taking out the Lanturn. And now Registeel. Now this thing hard walls the Araquanid, so that's not great. You see here, doesn't do a lot of damage. Registeel has to throw a move though, so I guess there's that you have going for you, which is nice. Going for the resist focus blast, but it's still chaos. And actually, this is somewhat nice for the opponent. I mean, the Swamp is just a menace here, but the fact that Araquanid is not feasting on this Umbreon here is just great for it. We will see that in the next matchup though, anyway. Yeah, Swampert is just gonna throw a lot of Hydro Cannons here. I'm not sure who's gonna win this whole matchup though. Like, Registeel can't really take out 2 Pokemon quickly in a row, so I could definitely see a scenario here where MEweedle just swaps out at some point. Why are they no-shooting everything, by the way? I guess they don't want to get rid quick otherwise. But like, MEweedle could probably just swap out here. And then the Registeel just has to build all... Never mind, you're just going to take him out. But because if you swap out, the Registeel has to throw a whole move before getting to another one. And that's... no CMP. No CMP. Shadow Swampert just... I swear there's a Araquanid video, but Shadow Swampert just cleaned up. Let's take a look at Umbreon here. As we see on the right side, again, gameplay by MEweedle. Araquanid destroys it. Let's take a look here. We don't see as much of the Araquanid against Umbreon because obviously he has a terrible lead, honestly. Also surprised by this play somehow because I already know what's coming in. It's... oh, no debuff, which is nice. Opponent tries to catch a Driron, but... well, kind of does because MEweedle has to throw it anyway. And this is a horrible matchup for Dunsparce because your non-stab moves just don't do much on the Umbreon. But since both players threw a charge move, they stalled the clock by like 30 seconds, and that allows the Araquanid to now feast on this Umbreon for a little bit. And as long as MEweedle is not throwing a charge move, yeah, now he does. He wants to take it out. But as long as he didn't, the time would not be really stalled there. But yeah, this kind of Unfortunate for the Araquanid is just not gonna do much. Registeel is just not a great matchup here. But you do have 2 Durans, and I guess that's nice. There must be like a G-Fizons in the back, you would think, no? Let's take a look. And it is... Oh, it's... Alola Ninetales. No, there's 2 rock Pokemon kinda here. These were from an Open Grey League practice tournament. That's why you see like week 2 management in the lead, week 2 management in the back. Simply because the opponent probably didn't have a management. Actually, he led Araquanid, so he was ABB against it. Maybe he was strong as Medi in the lead, not strong in the back. I like him trying to go for the Earthquake here because that does a little bit more than a Rock Slide. I think Earthquake would KO from here. Rock Slide barely might not, but this point you might as well just throw 2 of them. And that wins MEweedle this battle. In fact, 1 Rock Slide kills already. Yeah, Umbreon, food. The next one is Registeel. I don't remember this battle as much either. Let's take a look because I run Araquanid double steal here. Yeah, that's really creative, of course. Let's see, Bubblebeam going through. I mean, I know this matchup. I'm expecting that thing in the back. What's it called? The Swampert. So I just do the same here. Gonna go shield the first move. The Dazzling Gleam, luckily. And let's see what my opponent does. It's probably something like a Sableye and what's it called? Swampert again. Hopefully not G-Fisk, because my team is bad against G-Fisk. It's the Sableye. Gonna store a Bubble Beam here. I just want to keep Araquanid healthy. I know I'm swapping in with a energy and shield deficit, but the fact that it's very likely to be swamped in the back means Araquanid is good anyway. So I'm just gonna like pull shields here. Drop this thing's HP, whatever. Because in the 0 shield, I should be able to just get to this Rock Slide and Earthquake. Since I survived 2 foul plays. Earthquake coming through. Let's see if they shield that. And they don't. Curious. What could that be? I'm gonna go in my Rage to tank that move. I don't want to hit it. Take it on the Araquanid. Araquanid can take it just as easily, really. Registeel's a little bit more bulky, not as much, but I just don't feel like I need it as the Pokemon as much. But I'm very, very wrong because it's a Registeel in the back. Araquanid does not have play against this. Now the good thing is, their Alola Ninetales has no play either. Gonna catch the Focus Blast here. I can't remember doing that, but that's cool, I guess. Which is resisted. A Zapcan would definitely have taken me out here. Throwing that Bubble Beam right away. I think 2 with the Bug Bite should take it out. They might just swap out though. Yeah, they will. See what my opponent does here. At this point, I can actually let it go, I think. Oh, I actually do shield. Okay. Yeah, because now the Registeel has to throw 2 moves, I guess. This Weather Ball won't help him at all because he has to throw a charge move in the end anyway. Araquanid has quite some HP, so the lock-ons, it takes a while to take me out. There's the first Bubble Beam. Do I try to catch? I did try to catch. But my opponent had to throw anyway, so that's very much over. Now, I respect this on the charge a lot, but it's not enough. Well played. Well played. Yeah. The next matchup is against Deoxys. Let's take a look here. Again, Araquanid double steal. And this is also a pretty good matchup for the Araquanid. But I personally don't really like throwing Bubble Beam right away here. Thunderbolt obviously adds up. But as you can see, like this will take it out. Unless they shield, of course. Defense drops, so it goes down even faster. And catching the Thunderbolt here. So one thing you need to know about Deoxys is it has very high defense, but very little HP, which means moves like Bug Bite and Lock On add up way more than on other Pokemon, really. Shadow Wall Rain. What did I predict in the back again? The Registeel, maybe? I don't remember exactly, but there was something. Maybe Altaria? Catching the Ice Spear here. This is also where Araquanid is really good, but at this point Araquanid isn't super useful anymore. So I'm gonna throw right before the next Ice Spear. Maybe I can debuff something in the back. It's a Bastiodon. Oh, yeah, it was a Bastiodon. That's also what I kind of was expecting. So I wanted to get like shields down. Make sure that Deoxys is no longer a problem if it comes back in. Deoxys can't even take out my G-Fisk. My Galarian Stunfisk easily because it has no charge move, doesn't have much HP. Earthquake comes through. I'll let him take me out. I don't care. I don't care. And there we go. We lock on down this Deoxys. As you can see, it does more damage than on most Pokemon to lock on. Yeah, well played. And the last battle we're going to take a look at is just a solid Araquanid battle, just showing its power. Yeah, my favorite mirror. This is again the Galarian Stunfisk Sable Araquanid line. I think Jonk is also featured that at some point. And this is somewhat... This is a thing. So what I don't hate here is taking the Surf because there's more than an Earthquake, so I might as well just tank it. And then I can swap out anyway, well, after throwing the Earthquake. But I want to show some Araquanid power here. We see another Water Gun Lanturn, and now we go into Araquanid. Let's have a party here. Yeah, this Thunderbolt I can take it easily. I'm actually going to shield that. Again, I don't remember these battles. These were like 1.5 weeks ago. It took a while before I brought out this video. Because I want to do like one a week, a spotlight. In comes Galarian Stunfisk. And I'm just going to debuff all of this. Which is why when Araquanid was a little bit more meta, it's also scary to lead weak to Araquanid. Because it can just debuff anything that comes in. And that makes it tough to overcome that. Especially to get like Switch Adventure back. Look at that Rock Slide doing nothing. Gonna go into that Sableye here. The Galarian Stunfisk is debuffed, so... I'm definitely expecting Earthquake here from them. There's zero reason for them to throw a debuffed Rock Slide. Fortunately, I'm going to have to throw 2 Foul Plays though. I can't farm down after this. Yeah. That's okay. Well, I can't farm down, but I have to take an Earthquake. That's fine, I guess. Let's see. What comes in is the Water Gun Lanturn again. Gonna go for the Foul Play. I think that barely might take out. Hopefully, I have another Foul Play, so don't want to lose all that HP there. But maybe I should have thrown the return. Let's see what's the last Pokemon here that comes in from them. It's the Trevenant. So it's Lanturn, double Ghost. Actually catching the move here. And this is a Grass type, so Bug is neutral on this Ghost. Because usually Ghost resists Bug. But yeah, gonna go for the Bug Buzz. Trevenant's fragile. This is a strong move. It can debuff as well, so the Bug Bites do even more. But look at that damage here. Yeah, there we go. Bug biting it down. I think Araquanid took out every single Pokemon of them. So that's pretty cool, I guess. So this is basically the Araquanid video that I have. This is what I rated myself. Very biased rating. I think offensively, it can be game-changing if you have it in a neutral or a good matchup. In a bad matchup, it just does nothing. Defensive, I think its typing is bad. I think Water Bug is not great. It used to wall Wallering, and that was one of its main things. But now Lanturn and Noctowl are like everywhere. There's also Registeel on some teams. Galarian Stunfisk isn't great. I don't think defensively it doesn't really fit in the meta currently. Bulk, I will give it an S. I feel like it just feels even bulkier than Pokemon like Azumarill at times, even though the stats shouldn't be. It's just really good, especially when you're like ball beaming things. You may look Araquanid even bulkier, and it's lovely. So I give it a rating of a B in the current meta. If it's the right meta for this Pokemon, it will be meta because it's so good. And I kind of don't hope for it, because then everyone will be bubble beaming and bug buzz baiting. It will be very annoying. Hope you liked the video, and thank you for watching.